Look, the Warriors do have one catch-22. It's called get Anthony Davis out the goddamn paint. Because when he's in there, this Warriors offense looks completely different. And I felt like in game one, we saw one very interesting difference between these two teams. The Warriors got up what was, oh my God, 53 threes and made 21 of them, right? So that's 40% from deep. But they only got to the foul line 6 times. They shot 41% on 2-pointers and even worse at the rim. Draymond Green has to be better for Golden State. He has to push the tempo, and he has to get Anthony Davis going in this matchup because you guys saw as well as anybody watching game one, Anthony Davis was the best player on the court. Defensively, the Warriors were literally avoiding him like he was the Black Plague. But at the same time, offensively, he had such fresh legs because he's just staying in the paint defensively. And if we're going to really be honest here, probably racking up 1 3-second violation after another. I can always get that angle. He's just chilling in there, getting that much needed rest. And the Warriors to win this series, I think really need to push the tempo, but they also need a little bit more spacing, which is why I think we could see potentially here Draymond or Kevon Looney a lot more staggered minutes with 4 shooters on the floor at all times. I feel like in this matchup, the Lakers just have such a unique advantage of LeBron and AD both hawking the paint, but consequently, they don't have anywhere near the 3-point shooting. And one adjustment I'm looking at is the Warriors go on his own in this matchup because the Lakers, while they dominate in the paint, took a grand total of 25 threes, almost as much as the Warriors made. They made 6 of them. Now, I don't know about you, but when I watched the Warriors this year, I don't think they're a whole lot, or sorry, when I watched the Lakers this year in the regular season, they're better than 24%, but they're not quite a good 3-point shooting team. My prediction coming this matchup was the Warriors, right? Warriors in, we'll say 6-7 games, but I think Steve Kerr's going to go into his bag here. I'm expecting Draymond Green and this Warriors team to be a lot better moving forward. What's your prediction in this series? Because I don't know if we fully took a deep dive into it after or before game one.
I still have the Warriors winning the series. I was absolutely certain that if the Kings were to advance, it'd be the Lakers. And if the Warriors, I got the Warriors. I think one of the reasons why the Warriors lost that game also is the quick turnaround that they had to get ready right away. Brandon said it last episode. They have that unfortunate task of taking a day off and going right into the Western Conference semis against the Lakers. So they didn't have enough rest, and it was still a nail biter towards the end. So I think, like you said, Steve Kerr will get into his bag. I think they're adjusting. Even Draymond said it. He's adjusting to the fact that this is a different kind of LeBron that they're playing, one that's playing off ball. So they have to kind of adjust to that a little bit, and I believe they will. It was a close game down to the wire. Eventually, calls will go their way too. They're playing in Golden State, and they'll get game 2. I think we haven't seen the best version of them just yet. But like I said, and I'm going to stick on this, and I hate to say it over and over again because I love LeBron a lot. Inconsistency with the Lakers is a real thing. AD was the best player on the floor, and he is the X factor. If he's not going to bring that in every single game of the series, the Lakers are done.
Both sides.
Yeah. No. Yeah. If AD is not on, it's going to be a rough go for these Lakers. Listen, I expected the Lakers to win game 1 simply because they had 4 days of rest and the Warriors only had 2. I thought that was major for the Lakers, especially with their age and AD not being old, but his body's freaking old because he's dealing with everything. I mean, he's not. Is he 28 still?
He's 30 years old.
Is he really 30? Well, 30 is still young. Come on, don't chill out, John.
All right. Well, in basketball years, buddy, I know what you're saying.
Okay, but like, you know what I mean? Well, he's in the middle of his prime, actually. 30 is right in the dead middle of his prime. Let's give the chill. Damn, John, I know you're young, but like, you know, you're coming at the old head for a little too much.
I'm saying basketball terms, 30 years old, not young still.
I'd argue, but he's not a running back. Golden State made 21 threes in game 1, right? Their 3 best 3-point shooters, Poole, Clay, and Steph, all made 6 threes apiece, which is freaking incredible. That was the first time in playoff history the Golden State Warriors lost a game at home shooting 20 or making 20 or more threes. So what I see with these Lakers and these Warriors, I expect this series to go 7. It's such a tough series to analyze because of the experience with both teams being very high. Obviously, LeBron, going to all his finals, and then the big three, including Kerr on the Warriors, being as experienced as they are. It's such a tough series to call. AD should dominate, like Justin said. He should. He is the biggest and honestly the strongest guy on the court, no matter what. Draymond, for how great of a defender he is, his size going up against AD is a very big liability, because AD, when he's on, is just like, you too little for me, bro. You are too little for me. And Kevon Looney, he's a scrapper. He's a fighter. He's a menace. He is a great rebounder. I'm going now. He's a great rebounder. As a defender, he's good. He ain't dealing with AD when AD's on. So, like Justin said, if AD's on, there's nobody on the Warriors that can guard him, and he should be going for 30 and 15 basically. As for LeBron, man, he is the three ball is not falling for him in the playoffs right now. It is. I don't have the numbers in front of me right now. I know he went 1 for 8 last game, but I know for the entire playoffs he has made maybe like 7 threes the entire playoffs, and he's shot like 40 plus. That's shit. And I understand why he's doing that, right? He's 38 years old. He's in year 20. Those legs got a lot of miles on them. So it's hard to summons up that drive into the rim every single play. But those three balls are hurting this team. I really do feel that. I feel when you're going 1 for 8, that's not good. That's not a recipe for success. I expect LeBron's. I expect him to have a good game from 3 at least one of these games, because it's just bound to happen. He'll get hot, but he's also got to show up to shooting the ball. He was 9 for 24, not that great. D'Angelo Russell really came up clutch for them late in the game. I know he didn't shoot the ball from 3 very well. John should give Russell his a little bit of respect, especially for that 31-point piece where he put up on the Sacramento Kings in Memphis. But yeah, I expected to go 7. I still really haven't made up my mind on who I believe is going to win. It literally could go either way in my mind. So yeah, I honestly think it's going 7. And I'm excited to watch this series, even though they're putting it out so effing late that it just screams F you to the East Coast fans. At least tonight's game's at 9:00, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, as I've always said, if the NBA Finals is not starting at 10:00, I think so should the premier game of the second round. So arguably,
especially as Steph versus LeBron.
That's the issue with the NBA. Why is the marquee matchup of the last decade starting at what will end at 2:00 on weekdays for everyone on your East Coast audience? And the East Coast audience is not a small one, to say the very least. Now, here's the thing. I'm not really worried about the Lakers after this game 1 loss. And I feel like moving forward, while D'Angelo Russell played great in the third and Dennis Schroeder played real well in the second quarter, the one concern I have for Golden State is that the combination of Vando and Dennis Schroeder defensively really can give them some tough time. I mean, Dennis picked Steph's pocket at one play. A couple possessions later, he's knocking down mid-range jumpers. The floater's going. Even if he's not making 3-pointers, he's getting to the foul line 10 times per game. And that's a real issue, I think, here for the Warriors. The fact the Lakers are going to win the free-throw battle massively. I mean, you took how many attempts in this game? I'm going to guess the Lakers took, because I'm not looking at it, 31. And they took 29 to the Warriors 6. The Warriors need to get going downhill. And part of that is finding more space, which is why I'm fully expecting, like I said before, you can't run 2 bigs out there. And honestly, I think Draymond can guard Anthony Davis just fine. Because in the fourth quarter, he took care of business. I was reading the stat before. Anthony Davis in the fourth quarter was 0 of 4 when Draymond was guarding him. He's always been one of the best post defenders in the league. And he's going to let him take those mid-rangers. Where Anthony Davis historically has shot in the high 30%. That's not a great look. And then the Lakers, I think the 3-point shooting is going to come back around. I think it will get better, but it's not going to be near the level of Golden State. I'm expecting the supporting cast to play better in the second round. Why? I think Jordan Poole is one of the most overhated players in the league. He played himself a really good game 1, but people didn't like his final shot at the end. And that's all they're going to remember. The reality is, when you're down by 3 points, a good 3-point look with 10 seconds is a good 3-point look. If you're open with your feet set, there's not too many shooters in the league that can make a 30-foot 3. But Jordan Poole is one of them. And I felt like in game 1, his playmaking, getting downhill, and his shot making was huge for this team off the bench. And if it's in the starting lineup as well, I really think that Jordan's going to play a lot better in round 2 than he did in round 1 versus Sacramento. And that's purely based off a health standpoint. But the last point for the Warriors is that, again, I'm expecting Draymond Green to play a lot better than game one, where he was in foul trouble. Defensively, he wasn't that aggressive, and I think he's going to be a lot more downhill, getting in transition, running the offense. Where the Warriors are going to win this series is not by the three-point shooting, by getting out in space and beating an older, more, let's just say, slow Lakers team that wants to play methodical, wear you down, bring the basketball, right? Whereas the Warriors are up tempo. I think if they can get the Warriors, sorry, my apologies. I think if the Warriors make the Lakers play their game, force them to run in transition, getting downhill, getting Anthony Davis a little bit worn out, you're going to see that inconsistency of round one. Where I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong here, odd game, he played really damn well. Every even game, wasn't that consistent offensively. It's like consistent with him now. Where defensively, I think Anthony Davis has a case of being the best defender in the world
Oh yeah.
after Draymond Green, because I still trust Draymond and his processor to make plays more consistently. But AD's top two. He's top three. The question is for a Lakers team that has always been a little bit streaky and unreliable in the playoffs, will he be able to mass produce high level offense? And the answer to that question, as we've seen historically, has been no up until this point. So I'm excited to see game two tonight. My prediction is that the Warriors aren't going to lose this one. I really think Draymond's going to have one of his best playoff games in recent memory. He is one of those guys that needs a little bit of a fire underneath him. And he is one of the utmost competitors. I'm expecting him tonight to play a lot damn better. Even if he's not making the threes, he needs to make more of his finishes, the layups. That's what I'm really looking for. And I'm expecting him, Steph, and also Clay to continue playing at a high level.
Yeah, oh well, you went long there, so I forgot my point. Oh, here we go. From the two ball situation, just an interesting stat I wanted to throw at you guys. The Lakers from two shot 55%, right? The Warriors from two shot 42%. That can't continue either. And also, if you look at the numbers too, it was because you look at it and you say the Warriors made 21 threes, and you go, well, damn, that's a freaking dub for the Warriors, right? You make 21 threes, 20 or more threes, you win the game, right? But when you give up, like John said, 29 free throws, and the other team just mauls you in the 2-point land, I think they outshot them by like 20 plus points, I think it was from two.
Correct.
There's your makeup right there. That's how you beat the three ball. You are highly efficient from two, and you draw contact, and you get to the free throw line. So
more discipline.
The only worry for me is how much better can the Warriors shoot from three? And you looked at the Lakers three ball, right? Are they going to shoot that bad from three again? Maybe, but I think they'll shoot a little bit better. I mean, they went 6 for 25. I think we can expect them to do better. But I am with you, John. I expect tonight. I think the Warriors take game two. Like I said, they're insanely experienced, and I believe they're built for this moment, and they're going to take care of it. They better not lose game two, because you do not want to go to LA down 0-2. That is going to be a rough one, especially with their road woes throughout the season. So, yeah, I fully expect Golden State to win game two tonight.
The adjustment making Steph playing pick and roll, by the way.
Yeah, don't keep him off ball. I saw JJ Redick broke that down on ESPN, the defense that the Lakers are running, where Darvin Ham apparently Darvin did that against JJ. It's much easier to guard Steph when he's off ball. There's a remedy to that.
Because
so,
AD, now he has to play Steph into a switch, and he can't just chill in the paint. Whereas when Steph's off ball, you're going to have him chilling, sitting back.
Yeah,
and when
off,
Steph gets AD on a switch, AD's a good switch defender, but he's still going to get an open look more often than not.
Yeah, everybody's got their eyes on Steph.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I got the Warriors tonight. And I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if they tally off a couple of wins right now.